All right, hey guys, welcome to the Tech This Week, and we've taken your feedback as far as guest hosts are concerned, and we have a new guest for the week. So, hey man, say hi, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Tech. This is something's backwards here. I don't know.
Yeah, wait, who? What?
Everybody's really enjoying all the drama, especially me. No, let's, you know what? People are like, oh, you're just sweeping everything under the rug. I'm going to address this for like 10 seconds, and then we're going to move on, because here's the deal, guys. Everybody wants me to address this, release a statement, all that sort of thing. I don't like to sling mud. I don't like to call out people on the internet. I don't like to, get into this drama. There's all kinds of allegations floating around. There's all kinds of, emotions floating to the surface, and people are angry and attacking each other. I'm leaving it all alone, because I feel like that's the professional thing. And as Tech Syndicate, what we're going to do is we're going to keep making content. I will release something official once Wendell and I have come to some sort of an agreement on, custody over all the different stuff out there. You guys, I'm sure, are just flooding the comments right now, but that's fine. What I will ask from you guys is that we just hang out, keep it to the content, and just be patient and wait. There's some legal stuff brewing as well, which is unfortunate. Hopefully that'll just chill and we can get back to doing stuff for the community. I'm sure that those guys are going to be doing some of their own stuff on the side. And, you guys will be able to go there and watch their content. And, I'm sure it'll be a little bit nerdier. Wendell's smarter. Let's not like... he's just smarter when it comes to computers. You guys know I'm more ridiculous, so... It's going to be two different worlds. One more ridiculous, one a little bit nerdier. And you guys can have them both. Holy crap. Until then, know that right now everything on the internet, just a bunch of allegations. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say about this. We're just going to keep making content. If you don't like the content, then you can leave, because it's not for you. It's for the people that like it and enjoy it and want to be part of this community. And things are going to be rough. Mommy and Daddy are splitting up, and we're not getting back together. So, sorry. Deal with the drama, and we'll answer to everything else once we are legally allowed to. That's all I'm going to say for right now. So we're going to have a show. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. It's up to you guys. No, it's up to me. And it's also up to Rooster. Rooster, what's going on, man?
Oh, just here sipping some Earl Grey hot.
Computer, Earl Grey hot. So, Indeed. So, yeah, this is going to be sort of an episode where we talk a lot about Star Trek, talk about some of the technologies that have seeped from Star Trek into the real world. Because the thing about technology is you have to imagine it before you can invent it. Well, that's what some people say. There's also those guys who have these eureka moments that are more of an oh shit moment than a eureka moment. It's like, hey, we put this in here, and we expected 2 + 2 to equal 4, but 2 + 2 equaled boom. And then, hey, we've discovered a new element. Like that stuff happens sometimes. But typically with science, you have to imagine it before you can come up with it. Typically, kind of. So I don't know where I'm going with this.
That's the thing about fiction. Fiction leads to so much innovation overall, and a lot of things that we have today they were not eureka moments where you just yell out eureka, throw a bunch of papers in the air as some kind of celebration, but they were just, oops, oh, look what we did. What is it? Rogaine was a heart medication? Hey, what? I'm growing my hair back.
Interesting. So, anyway, we'll get into the Star Trek stuff in a minute. First off, I want to talk about this computer-killing USB drive. So, there's a USB drive. They were created, I think it was a hackathon or something like that. But these USB drives, they were created by Dark Purple. That's who it was, the hacker Dark Purple. Now, they work by discharging negative 220 volts through the USB port. And normally, there are some balances that will say, oh, we've got a little bit of a surge, but it's not, used to dealing with the negative 220 volts. It can do and it does this over and over again, like just discharging and discharging and discharging until it messes up. Now, these things were tested, and they can sometimes fry the entire circuit and also the system on chip. So they, if you've got a smaller system, they may be able to fry it. I'm not sure about the bigger systems, but they could fry the entire system. Now, there's a company over in Hong Kong that decided, hey, this is a good idea to go ahead and mass produce these. So they're mass producing these as, of course, something you use for testing. But really, it's a $50, $60 item. I guess they're $50 or whatever. This Hong Kong-based company, they're making these things. First off, we got to talk about a couple of different things. Is it ethical for those guys to make it? And that's one thing. Are they going to make a profit? Is it good for the world to have these things floating around? And number two, we should probably talk about just the dangers of just inserting unprotected USB drives into your computer. And or this could be used for like just destroying someone's machine, running into their house and just plugging it into their machine and leaving. So, Rooster, I don't know. What do you think? First off, do you think these guys in Hong Kong should be making these things in the first place?
I think that a bunch of kids in high school are going to have a lot more fun than just deleting System 32.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Hey, I deleted that. Oh, wait, even better. I can go on eBay.
Yeah.
But I find it interesting how they're calling it a testing device, but then at the same time, the company also plans to sell a USB kill tester shield, which it claims will prevent both the USB kill device from functioning and protect user data. Now that's nice. I mean, use this device as a means to find an endpoint of it not being able to do any harm.
Right.
But the fact that they're selling it at all, say, hey, we made like 100 for one for no reason. So here, we're just going to put them on eBay, $50-$60. That's not kosher, man.
So you don't think they should be selling them? I'm somewhere in between. I'm like, I don't know. Like, if you make it and people buy it and there's a demand for it, see, I don't know. I wouldn't sell this thing. I know a lot of people in the comments are like, yes, you would sell this thing. Like, no, I wouldn't actually sell this thing on our store at all. Like, I would not sell this thing. But it's people are going to be picking these things up off the ground. The article here on Extreme Tech, the guy's like, I don't think this is a big deal because at $50 a pop, it's not worth it for practical jokes. There are some rich bastards out there who want to play some practical jokes. So at $5 a pop, yeah, these things would be all over the place. You would have to worry about, these things being secretly installed in like weird places. Like, can you imagine if someone like in an airport or something made a fake little nice USB charging station and put like a nice little logo on it and put it in a little metal enclosure and sort of set it down on a table somewhere, and it was like, free charging courtesy of so-and-so, like a little like a fake advertisement thing, and you go over there and you plug in your stuff and it's like doing the same thing. Can you imagine how shitty that would be? That would be kind of funny, actually. I mean, there's already people who are creating what are they called? The drops that you plug in your USB and they will either install some malware. It's charging. What's that called? It's I'll let you talk while I'm looking up what that's called. It's right here in the article.
Oh, you're talking about the things that install malware at the same time, which is ironic because a couple months ago I got some cheapy little Bluetooth dongles or whatever, Bluetooth little USB sticks. And not only were they giving me Bluetooth connectivity, but they were giving me a bunch of other crap installed with them that I can't do anything about. So I'm like, okay, garbage, bye, thank you.
Right. It's called...
they're like $3 each, and they're giving you crap.
It's called juice jacking. When you plug up to like it's juice jacking. I think that's also some sort of a weird movie that you probably shouldn't watch unless you like your eyes bleeding. But juice jacking is when you have a jack that's like, hey, this is a free charging station sitting out there in the wild, and you're like, oh, I'm going to go charge my device, and you plug it up, and it's either going to install some malware or it's going to take some of your data, try to look for your personal data, stuff like that. Juice jacking. So
if it juices your jack and your USB jack stops working, did you get jacked off?
Thanks for the thumbnail. Oh, God. All right, there's a lot more we could talk about. The bottom line here is, guys, in practice safe insertion of USB. I can't even do this.
Practice. No. When you want to eject your USB, remember to right-click down at Safely Remove Hardware.
Seriously jacked off?
Oh my God!
Jesus.
No, I was not. That was awesome. I was not picturing this article to go that way. I wasn't.
Yeah. Speaking of jerking around, let's talk about Apple's new iPhone 7 and their ridiculous nonsense of removing the 3.5 millimeter jack. So if you guys have been living under a rock, Apple is reducing the thickness of the iPhone in the latest iteration, which is the iPhone 7. And they're saying, you know what, it's going to be so thin, we don't have room for the obsolete headphone jack. The headphone jack that's been around for about 472 years. They've been plugging these 73. things. 73? Oh, sorry. 73. Yeah, so 473 years. They've been plugging these things into rocks. The original rock concert was actually 473 years ago. Anyway, so here's the dongle that you're going to have to get if you want to use a wired set of headphones and charge at the same time. Look at this $40 dongle from Belkin right there. Yeah. Is that what you want?
However, not only... you have a second option, if I remember correctly. You have a more analog, esoteric option to use if you'd like.
Oh, you talk about this option?
Yes.
Yeah, this is totally practical. So here's the other option, right? So they've got this. I don't know what that is. Sort of a riser with parallel. Then we have
we got parallel. We got parallel serial to PS2, the 3 point, and you get your 3.5, man.
Oh God! You know what? If someone can rig this up, it's oh Jesus.
I want someone to actually do that. Just one person. One.
That's all are not going to all work. Are they all going to work together? Could they possibly transmit audio?
It's possible. I don't know.
Well, you know what's even funnier than all of this? So 2 years ago, a company named Vivo, they released the X5 Max, and it's thinner than the iPhone. It's dual SIM. How about that? Or there's even the SD card. SIM card slot and SD card slot. And it also had the 3.5 millimeter audio jack. It even looks like an iPhone. I kind of want one of these, even though it's old, just because it's got the specs. It needs. I wonder how the phone is. But anyway, this thing was running Android 4.4, and they launched it with 5 as well. But yeah, that's it right there. The phone looks a lot like an iPhone, and it's thinner. So Apple, with all of their vast resources. What were they really doing? I mean, of course you can get the wireless, headphones and that sort of thing. You get the Bluetooth and all that. So that's an option, of course. And I think a lot of people are going to go to that. But I mean, I can't exactly figure out what they're trying to do here, other than figure out new ways to sell accessories. They're like, we can take a little bit of. No, we're not going to take a price cut on the iPhone 7. We're going to keep it at the regular price, and then we're going to sell these accessories on top. I think that's maybe what they're trying to do. I just don't know. Anyway. That's the whole.
I wonder if it bends.
We could bend it. Yep, 400,000 hits. I'll call up Lou and say, "What's your secret?" And he's like, "Dude, just bend things on the internet and put a beat behind it. You gotta have like boom, like a little trip hop going on." Lou, you genius. Lou's a freaking genius, man. All right. Anyway, check out the store, guys. We got our some new shirts. Yep, we got some new shirts coming out too. We got some grab bags. We've got a bunch of stuff on clearance. We've got our hoodies coming out very soon. And also, we got some really nice handmade beanies. We've got some regular beanies that are not as expensive as the handmade ones. So a lot of stuff coming out for the fall and the winter. So right now, go ahead and grab some of these 2-shirt grab bags. Just whatever's left over. We throw 2 of them in a bag together and send them on to you guys. So that's good. And buy all this other stuff. Hats and whatnot. Or else. Mugs. I'm quite enjoying these jars. I don't know why these haven't been selling like wild. I freaking love this jar.
Maybe no, never mind. I was gonna make a bad joke. Forget it.
I think you already started. The internet needs your bad jokes.
Oh no! Stop. I already get called a dad enough as it is. Oh, those dad jokes.
Do you have any children? Am I allowed to ask these things on air?
Do I have any children? No. Thank God I don't. I'd eat them.
I think both of us have children. We just don't know about it because that's how bad. That's how bad the dad jokes are.
We don't talk about that.
Well, I'm pretty sure scientifically, when dad jokes are this bad, you at least need to have a couple of kids somewhere floating around. So
floating around.
See. Oh yes. This entire video is giving me cancer, but don't worry. We have.
You'll know in 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we should know now. Well, they're working on some new technology here at the Swansea University. Some scientists have discovered that mutations in red blood cells happen, and they happen sometimes way before cancer, sometimes 10 years before. And they say they need a huge chunk of change, so they're giving them some money, and then they're going to work on this technology to really detect what's going on with these red blood cells. And they say within the next 5 years, they may be able to tell when someone's going to get cancer 10 years before they get cancer, and so they can start, applying some preventative measures. That's pretty cool what they're doing over there at Swansea University.
The one thing I worry about, and I guess, it's all trial and error, anything science related, really. However, but I wonder if people at the point when they actually start implementing this research and actually getting treatment is, treatment today as it is already wreaking havoc on people's bodies as it is, just to get rid of what they already have and already have been diagnosed with. The hell that you already have to put your body through. So imagine this could help. I mean, whatever can, make you healthier, sure. But it makes me wonder if at first, how do you know for a fact? They have to be so pinpoint to know that you're going to definitely have something within 10 years. So here's all this preventative care and all these measures and treatments that we're going to give you. You're going to go through hell now before you actually get something, is what I'm saying. So hopefully it won't be needless and it works, but we won't know until we try.
I'm pretty much for anything that'll predict the future when it comes to our health and that sort of thing. I know that. I guess the only thing I'm not for is something that's going to damage you. Like, hey, we've got to cut your head off to see if you have a headache. No, I'm not for that. But this sort of thing I think is kind of cool because sometimes people live ridiculously healthy lifestyles and they do well on that. But sometimes people live a ridiculously healthy lifestyle, then they just drop dead. So, and it was like, oh, we didn't predict what was going to happen. So this is kind of cool, and the more we go in that direction, the better. Star Trek, they've got all their tricorders and that sort of thing, and I think there's been some developments in that area, but right now we're going to talk about all the different things that Star Trek has done for us. Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Let's just get into the Star Trek stuff, shall we? You ready for some Star Trek? Before we do this, are you a Star Trek person by chance? Would you watch Star Trek?
Oh, of course.
All right, good.
Definitely.
All right.
Of course.
All right, let's do this. Favorite cast? Do you like, you can do Deep Space Nine, you can do Voyager, Next Generation, or the original series. What do you think?
Okay, now I'm going to have to go Next Gen is all me. That's what I mostly grew up with. Picard, Riker, the whole cast. I love Next Gen to death. But we could have a whole discussion as to which captains and how every captain of every series approached similar situations and similar problems, because that's a huge discussion right there. And I like them all. That's an interesting discussion to have, maybe.
So I'm curious as to what the people in the audience think as far as this goes as well. I'm a huge fan of the original series because I like the whole fact how the Captain Kirk was a bit of a cowboy, and then he had Bones there along the way to sort of add some reality on top of that, and then Spock just being completely logical. So it was an interesting mixture of cavalier, cautious and cynical, and then logical, and then they throw them all together and shake them up. And I used to love watching that. The original show I don't think was nearly as good as the Next Generation or even Deep Space Nine, but Captain Picard was freaking awesome too. So they're all I like the original series and Next Gen, but the original series the core cast was freaking awesome. So let us know in the comments what your favorite cast is, and hey, you can even say the new the new cast from the movies. If you guys want to be wrong, you're allowed to say that as well. So go ahead and do that in the comments if you like. First off, let's bring up this one article here. Majel Barrett's computer voice. Now,
yes,
there's been lots and lots of advances in, I guess, voice synthesis technology. And they say that right now they're getting to a spot where, we can start to even possibly generate celebrity voices from scratch instead of having to have them say lots and lots and lots of phrases. And Google's been working on this for a while, and they're getting a little bit farther. Instead of having them to say, lots and lots and lots of phrases, what they're doing now is they're analyzing the voice in sort of a different way. They're analyzing not just on a syllable level, but they're analyzing the little bits of waveform that go in between the syllables. They're analyzing the waveform as a whole, and some of this things that this is a bit different than the Google topic that we're going to be talking about. But the bottom line is here they can look at a huge library of audio from any one individual, whether it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Here they're talking about Majel Barrett, and she was the voice of the computer, the LCAR system in Star Trek, and so they're going to be able to synthesize her voice in the future and use her for Star Trek for many, many years to come, which is pretty interesting. But the ability to get someone like her voice on your personal computer or something like that is pretty cool. Who's you got to let me jump in here? I hear you getting ready.
No, I was going to say that later as a kid growing up, I always wondered who did that voice, and she played Troy's mother,
right?
The queen of the house, something of the cards, blah 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 blah. Yeah. But
that overtly obnoxious character,
Mrs.
Mrs.
Troy.
Yeah.
But hold on, Loxana Troy. Thank you,
yeah.
Loxana Troy. But then she also later I found out she was Gene Roddenberry's wife. Ironically, I think she actually passed from cancer. Concerning our last topic, unfortunately, but yeah, that voice was everywhere, man. Huh. Yeah, that'd be neat.
Yeah, it would be neat. Something else I could couple it with this new device that's coming out pretty soon from ThinkGeek. It's coming out in November. It's an officially licensed Star Trek comm badge. So,
Yep.
and it's even got the neodymium magnets that you'll be able to put this on. It looks all fancy. I think it's going to be really cool because you'll be able to reach up and smack this and be like, computer. And then, it'll do the little chirp. And if they could get that working together on your computer with an app through Bluetooth with her voice, that would be really, really freaking cool for any Star Trek fans out there. Trekkies and Trekkers alike would love this device. Hey, hold on, everybody.
So wait, the comm badge. I'm way ahead of you guys.
Nice. All right,
Yeah, I win.
It sounds like a space age cricket's what that sounds like.
It's called the chirp. They literally call it
the chirp.
just
That's
chirp.
it. There. Go ahead. Chirp in. Is that what they say when you're out and about? You have to chirp in every now and then. So to check in,
Yeah,
like,
right.
yeah, could you guys chirp in every 2 hours just to make sure you're still alive? I don't want to make sure you're not going to be eaten by.
It's not
some
tweet
monsters.
anymore. It's chirp.
Chirp. Okay, so in the future, they're going to be chirping, right? Now, the one thing I'm a little bit worried about is that let's say like all the Trekkers and Trekkies, they have to mention them both here. Say they all get one of these things, and they're running around. Is this going to be the next Nextel thing? The damn dee-dee.
Oh
Those
my
things drove me
god!
insane.
Oh, I forgot all about those.
They were for construction workers and drug dealers only. That's what.
Drug dealers. Hey, you got a Nextel? You got Coke, man? You got Coke, buddy?
What's up, man? I need some stuff. So
Need some 5 kilos, bro.
I knew when I was in Florida, I bumped into a guy who had one of those things, and he was always on that thing talking about notebook paper, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing, dude?" He's like, "Yeah, how much notebook paper do you have?" I got 5 sheets of notebook paper. Do you need it? Yeah, can you give me 5 sheets of notebook paper? $80. Okay, sure. And I was like, "Notebook paper?" He's like, he put the phone down. He's like, "Yeah, man, notebook paper's drugs." And I was like, "Oh, Miami, I forgot. Notebook paper. You guys are real clever. No one will ever figure that out when you go to court and be like, yes, they were selling notebook paper for the exact same price as cocaine, the exact same price. Nobody will ever figure that out."
Wait, hold on. Did you mean these?
It didn't do it.
It's dead.
The flip phone, yeah, those things.
battery.
Yeah, no, I'm just keep those things away from me. Anyway, I'm
They make you flip.
Yeah. So there's all these articles out. You guys can read this one. Transparent aluminum. Did you take a look at this one here? The transparent aluminum thing.
I did, as a matter of, but there's not much on this article regarding that. It doesn't really. Aluminum oxide, oxynitride, or ALON, created by fusing aluminum, oxygen, and nitrogen in precise measures. Well, no shit. I would hope so. And it was observed by researchers at Oxford University by using a flash laser to remove electrons from aluminum atoms without altering their overall crystalline structure. Okay, but did they make it? Or is this just an idea?
It might be working, It's
Yeah.
now it says it's now been invented, but I think a lot of these articles, these things are not brand
This
new
is
inventions.
it's sensational, titles.
Yeah. Hello, computer. So
He's talking to the mouse. That's right. Yeah. I remember that.
all right. So there's a few of the NASA articles here talking about just all the different Star Trek stuff that's been made a reality. Everything from doors that open when you walk up to them. That was never a thing. Never even. No one ever thought of that.
Tablets.
Tablets. That was in the next gen. Yep, tablets. But all the way down here, let's just go ahead and check in and see what's going on with the warp drive. So of course we've got a bunch of people working on the EM drive and that sort of thing, and then we have people talking about the warp drive. And there was a recent panel called Trek Talk. If you guys want to look that up, you might be able to see some stuff on it. But it was from New York on September 4th. And Michelle Thaler, she's the Deputy Director of Science and Communications at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center. She talked about some of the technology of Star Trek. And anyway, when it comes to warp drive, there's a lot of different people out there talking. And I think the big thing that some people are saying is like, listen, one of the things that may bring the warp drive, I think warp drive is, we got 47 years to invent warp drive. And that is if we're trying to, invent it by the time it was invented in the Star Trek universe, when the humans invented warp drive technologies, and then the Vulcans were like...
Zephyrin Cochrane.
Yes, Cochrane, and then the Vulcans were like, hey, let's make first contact. This is going to be cool. So anyway,
Exactly.
we've got 47 years, and some of the scientists are saying, you know what, if we can understand a few things about quantum physics, we may be able to figure it out before then, because there are some theories here. Now... they've figured out quantum entanglement. They've been able to quantumly teleport particles. That's happened. And they say that perhaps some of the underlying things here, maybe everything is connected. Everything is connected through a wormhole. Everything is connected together through a wormhole. They're through wormholes. That's sort of a theory out there. But they're trying to figure out the relationship of space and time and all that sort of thing. And they say once they do, then some of this stuff, may become more apparent. Quantum level is weird. It's a little over my head. If you guys like quantum physics, go read Dark Matter. New book out, July 26th. It's good. Totally non sequitur, but hey, if you like quantum physics and fiction, it's fun. And also sort of light quantum physics like I like, just the ideas of it. Anyway.
Wait, you were still going on about with the warp drive, right? Because I was actually trying to find the date. No, you were talking about, they're referring to the 47 years regarding the date according to the story, right?
Right. According to the story, and I believe it was First Contact.
April 5th, 2063, Cochrane made Earth's worst? What? Hold on. Try that again. Fuck. Worst flight. I combined first and warp. On April 5th, 2063, Cochrane made Earth's first warp flight. And then that's when the Vulcans caught the warp trail, warp signature coming out of orbit. They're like, "Oh, hey, look, smart people. We can finally check them out now." Basically,
is that the rules?
We're too boring right now.
So there's really no conspiracy theory. The aliens are out there. They haven't been talking to our government for a while, and they're just waiting for us to do something smart, or they can show up and be like, "Hey, you guys are smart enough to hang out now. Welcome to the playground. You must be this tall to ride, but right now you're this tall. Ooh, sorry, but we'll just hide here in this interdimensional area, and as soon as you're ready, we'll just pop out and be like, hey, surprise.
And within 100 years, we have 100 years, give or take, to either blow up. They're waiting for ourselves to either blow ourselves up and then take our resources. Okay, I won the bet. Or number two, we make something happen. They're like, oh, I guess it was worth waiting for.
It turns out that aliens are actually very steampunk, and everything they have is powered by coal. And they're just waiting to get all the coal in the eastern part of the USA, and then Russia and China, they're just like, hurry up and kill each other because we don't want to interfere. We've got our own set of rules here.
They're sitting back in their spaceships. They're like, oh no, man, I just have the popcorn cell. They only just set off the atom bomb. like we did that 5 millennia ago.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. There's a little bit of tension here. Things are huge. Things matter, and from everyone's little minuscule perspective, it all matters. Or does it? It just got deep.
Does it dark matter?
These are dark matters.
Oh.
Oh God! All right, next up on the list here, Google. They're airdropping burritos at a campus in Virginia. If the one place they need airdrop burritos, it's at a campus in Virginia. So Google's Alphabet. Why is this even news? It's just they're just testing out some delivery methods for burritos. But you know what? It's burritos now, but it could be bracelets or
I wish I was in college right now.
When they figure this out with beer, then we're okay. I want them to airdrop beers and wine and all that stuff. That'd be good. That's exactly what we need. Yes.
We need some tech syndicate drones, and we'll put GPS on them. It'll be programmed with your order, and it'll go straight to your house. They'll knock on your door and say, "Hey, man, I got that banana you were talking about."
We've already got some tech syndicate drones. You guys may have seen them in the comments.
Oh man. Oh no. So Logan, what about that Swedish researcher that ate that meal? He didn't get it original recipe. He got it CRISPR.
Jesus. We're going to have lots of thumbnails when you're on the show. Yeah, so apparently Stefan Jensen, is that how you say his last name? It's probably pronounced something totally different.
Something different.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Yeah, or Hansen, or I don't even know. Anyway.
Yeah.
He ate a plant that had his genome edited with CRISPR, and then CRISPR is the stuff that allows you to mess with the DNA. So this is a very, very direct way to do genetic modification. So we'll see how he does. Could be okay. Could be interesting. That's pretty much all I have to say there. Just we're now eating
GMO.
This is like GMO on the next level. It's GMO extra CRISPR, exactly.
Well, if it's CRISPR, it won't get soggy.
Lettuce that doesn't get soggy, made with CRISPR. Story at 11.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
Just add some panko; it'll be crisper. Oh,
This pankos me to talk about it, okay? It really does. It's a groaner. I got it. I got a groaner. We need a groaner count. All right. I felt like we needed some video game news, so I brought up this Mafia 3 thing. And the cool thing here is it's going full open world, so it'll be like GTA
Mafia, yeah.
but in the Mafia world, which I thought the Mafia world is a very interesting world, set in 1968. New Bordeaux. It's like a sort of a New Orleans area, but they just call it New Bordeaux. So, or as you know, if you're in that part of the world, New Bordeaux.
No, I wonder how big does it? Do they have a world map come out yet, or this is still in the works, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if this is how much this is gonna delay the production, but
look at those. Yeah, if you scroll through the article, those shadows, those are some sexy shadows, man.
I'm going to be looking forward to this game quite a bit. Because, I mean, GTA is fun, but the setting never actually hooked me. You know what I mean? Like, I like the one that was set. The whole LA thing never actually hooked me. And then, like, LA, it's weird. I know you're down in Miami, but, like, a game set in Miami never actually hooked me either. I guess I'm more of a cold weather person. And I like flowy jackets, okay, more than I like tank tops. I think they look more mysterious and creepy. So you got these mobsters running around and with these flowy jackets, and even though New Orleans is not really a place you need big jackets, but you know they're going to have nice jackets, leather jackets and stuff. It's almost 1970, so could be kind of interesting.
Well, if it's New Orleans, or at least based on that, I think I won't be surprised if we find vampires thrown in there.
Yeah, they usually do have some sort of a little bit of maybe some vampire weirdness, like what was that, True Blood or whatever, and then they could also have a little bit of voodoo thrown in there. I mean,
you know what? What is it? GTA 5? You like, you know, well, you do pot in the game or do certain things, and it makes you all hallucinogenic and not for the scene. Maybe they'll have something like this, but you'll be like vampire dude and be like, hey, you know, like pick up hot chicks in this hallucinogenic world and get like these huge fangs and be like, hey, my name's Edward. Oh wait, no, that's a werewolf guy, isn't it?
I don't know. Is there a limitation on names for vampires and werewolves? No, Edward. I'm afraid that's very werewolf. I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah.
Your name must be Lucien. Hello, Lucien. Lucien. Yeah, that's a vampire name, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sook me, sook you.
I don't know what that means.
Menu.
All right.
Cut that. Don't use that.
I'm leaving it in there because I can't be bothered to edit this. We're Tiny.
Of course
Tom.
not. Just leave the 2-hour video. Fuck it. Just.
Yep. Tiny Tom.
No.
Tiny Tom Logan in this thing.
No. What was I gonna say? Oh, I get it. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? No. Yeah. Just leave the whole video as an animation. Here would be nice. That's the whole video.
That's it.
That's the whole video.
And finally, after all this time, that'd be the best video ever in the comments. Best video you guys have ever made. Finally,
I wouldn't fucking doubt it. April Fool comes up, just put the whole tech an hour and a half and be like, an animation here would be nice.
Nah, we'll do some real content. Anyway, guys, we got a lot of real content coming up. Got a build coming up next week. Got some more fun stuff. All right, everybody, be sure to subscribe. Check out the shirts over there in the store. If you do not subscribe, I'll come to your house and take all the books off your bookshelf, and I will put sandwiches inside them. Fish sandwiches. Raw fish sandwiches. And those raw fish sandwiches are going to get really old. And if you're somebody who doesn't read frequently, you're going to be like, what the hell is that smell? And then when one of your friends finally comes over and picks up one of the books off your shelf, one of the books that you put on the shelf to make yourself feel sexy, like, you know, some like really smart stuff that you try to impress the opposite sex with, or the same sex if you're, you know, we don't discriminate. Anyway, one of them comes over and they're going to pick it up and be like, a rotten fish sandwich just fell off.
Better yet, if you guys don't do that, I'm going to go to that same bookshelf after he's already soiled them with rotten fish sandwiches. And I know a lot of you out there are OCD. I'm not stupid. I know a lot of you out there are. I'm going to take them all. I'm going to mess them up. Some of you have them organized by size. Some of them by alphabet. You know what? I'm going to ruin it.